Hello everyone. Today, first of all, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Saad Khalat Ali. I'm studying master's degree in international management at LCC International University, and I'm presenting a presentation of Dr. Jeff Selman, which is so. First of all, I'm gonna start with behavior approach because today my subject is behavior approach. I'm gonna explain what is behavior approach and why it's important, what people think about behavior approach. First of all, I'm gonna talk about behavior approach. Behavior approach focuses exclusively on what leaders do and how they act. Here, researchers and scientists divided the behavior approach into two general kinds of behaviors. First of all is task behavior, and the second one is relationship behavior. Task behavior and relationship behavior, and the main purpose of the behavior approach is to explain or show how leaders or how scientists or how people combine these two kinds of behavior to show to the followers, to influence the followers. The behavior approach is based on the researchers conduct at the Ohio State University and the University of Michigan. It was developed in the late 1940s based on the findings of Stugler's work. Second, I'm going to talk about the style approach to leadership. As you, on the left side, you're going to focus what they focus, and I'm going to talk about two groups of behaviors. First of all, task behavior, and the second one is relation behavior. So, if you see task behavior, what it focus exactly, it emphasizes the habitual behavior of the leader. Why? Because look, as you see, it helps group members to achieve their goals and objectives, initiating structure and also production orientation. But if you go to relationships behavior, here it focuses exclusively on how leaders tend to act along two crucial dimensions, as it helps group members feel comfortable with themselves and each other and the situation. Develop healthy relationships, relationship, and also consideration and employee orientation. And here I'm going to talk about how does the behavior approach work. The behavior approach is not a refined theory that provides a neatly organized set of prescription for effective leadership behavior. If you see, behavior approach is not like a refined theory that provides a neatly organized, but it provides a framework of assessing leadership in a better way. It reminds and shows for the leaders that their impact on others occur through only tasks and the relationship that they create. In such situations, leaders need to be more task oriented, whereas in other they must be more relation or it depends. For example, some leaders they need or they should be more task oriented or more relationship oriented. Some followers need to leaders who provide a lot of direction, whereas others need leaders who can show them a great deal of nurturance and support. Here I'm going to talk about leadership dread, Black and Motion 1966. Here, if you look to this dread, the managerial dread, which first emerged in the early 1960s, is the best known model of managerial behavior. Here, the leadership dread was built to illustrate how leaders assist organizations to accomplish their goals, and production issues refers to how supervisor is obsessed about operational goals being completed. And also, care for persons refers to the concern of a chef for the members of the organization who are tried. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Here I'm going to talk about the strengths of the style approach. Here, a major shift in leadership research from focusing on traits and abilities to examining behaviors and action of leaders. The major shift of the strengths of behavior approach is that leadership focus on the traits and abilities of examining behavior. And also it is very easy to understand system of classing leadership here, because as we have task and relationship valuable broad range of research, and also it allows readers to classify and evaluate their own behaviors. Here I also like to talk about criticism here, because as it implies that the most effective leadership style is high style, high task, high relationship. Research supporting this limited. However, employees are more satisfied with the supervisor who have a high concern for people. As we all see that whenever we study somewhere, we all are satisfied from the teacher or the doctor or the professor that he has a very good behavior, he has a very great behavior. And also this approach is not universal style of leadership. It's effective or ineffective in all situations. My personal point of view today, I'm going to talk about personal point of my view of mine. So here is my opinion, here is my thoughts. So as I think that behaviors assume that we can understand people by observing their behavior. This contrasts with the cognitive approach, which looks at the thought process all other unobserved activities. Behaviorism very much represents the nature aspect of the nature debate. It is environmental factors rather than genetic or biological differences that makes us behave differently.